Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Wednesday, the 11th of May 2022. Now the season is over. It's just finished. It's still warm in our minds and in our hearts. But that doesn't stop the transfer mill from grinding out these rumours. And we have plenty. We've had plenty already. Even though I doubt any signings will be happening until June. I imagine a lot of the players are going to be going, players, staff, managers, whatever, will be taking a well-earned break, holiday, whatnot. I know there's a few weddings. Jed Wallace's wedding is at the end of the month, so I doubt any business is going to get done until June. But the rumours are still being rumoured, and we got one here for you. This is from the 72.co.uk, but they're reporting on something that was brought to us by the news in Portsmouth. I'm not using their website because it's fucking annoying with all the crazy ads and jazz on it, so good luck with that. Millwall and Portsmouth have both identified Spurs' young striker Kion Etete as a potential transfer target ahead of the summer window. Millwall and Portsmouth will be playing Championship and League One football next season respectively, after both earning top half finishes in their respective leagues. The Lions managed to stay in the playoff fight until the final day, while Pompey's hopes had dwindled long before then, but both will be determined to make the most of the upcoming summer transfer window to bolster their squads. And now, as per the news, which is a Portsmouth newspaper, both Millwall and Portsmouth have identified a similar transfer target. It is claimed that the duo are eyeing up Spurs' young striker Etete, who has spent this season on loan in the EFL. The Millwall and Portsmouth target scored 9 goals and provided 5 assists across spells with Northampton Town and Cheltenham Town, with his physical presence at the top of the pitch making him a nuisance for centre-backs. It will be intriguing to see Millwall and Portsmouth battle it out for the 20-year-old. Both can argue that offer benefits that the other wouldn't, with the Lions giving Etete the chance at a higher level, while Pompey can argue he'll get more game time at Fratton Park. The loan move looks as though it could be Etete's best option, though. The first team breakthrough back with Antonio Conte's Spurs would be a real surprise, given he has just completed his first full season of senior football, but Etete certainly looks to be one to watch out for in the future. So there you have it. Etete, Kion Etete. Now he's been playing in League One with Cheltenham Town. So how's he been getting on there? Well, let's have a look. This is his WhoScored.com page. Here is his rating here. So he was on this. He's had 2 clubs this season. He's playing League 2 for Northampton, and then he came back and then went back out to Cheltenham Town in League 1. And you can see his rating in League 2 was 6.66 over 15 starts, 3 sub appearances, scoring 3 goals, getting 1 assist. So I haven't looked too much into it. I don't know why he come back. Did he come back because he got injured, or they seen enough of him, so well, let's try him at League 1 now. Maybe they couldn't get any clubs to take him in the summer, League 1 clubs. So they thought, well, who is this kid? He's an under 23 at Spurs. Like, is he all that? Like, maybe the Troy Parrott experience has put a lot of people off. If a lot of these clubs, they just grind out these players up, but are they any good? So maybe they couldn't get him a League 1 loan, but they got him a League 2 loan at Northampton, scored a couple of goals, and then maybe League 1 clubs thought, oh, okay, and perked their interest. And then he played for Cheltenham Town in League 1, started 10 games, 3 sub appearances, so less time on the pitch, 944 at the higher league, gets 3 goals, gets 3 assists, and gets himself a score of 6.90. Interesting stuff. So yeah, he's solely a centre forward, and here is what he does. He dribbles, he's good at passing, and he's good at aerial duels. I think he's only like 6'5" or something. Well, he's not very good at holding on to the ball, so he can win the ball, just can't keep it. His style of play gets fouled often, because he's the big lad. He wins a few fouls, which is good because we didn't really get that with Matt Smith, did we? He would get fouled all the time, and it happens with Jake Cooper as well. Now he gets fouled all the time, and the refs are like, "Well, yeah, you're the big lad. You get fouled." I'm like, they've got to try and stop you. Like, fuck off, mate. Rules is rules. Follow the rules. So if someone's fucking 5 foot or they're fucking 6'6", follow the rules. It's the same. But maybe it's just how Millwall Football Club, the refs, they don't want to give it how they give it. I don't know. He's a counter-attack threat, but he does commit a lot of fouls. And here are the games that he's played in League One. This is from Cheltenham, so obviously he went there at the end of the January transfer window, and these are the games he's played. His best rating was the 8.26 in a 5-5 draw away at Wycombe. He scored a goal, got an assist, got a yellow card, got 8.26 rating. Still wasn't man of the match in that game with that high of a rating. In a 5-5 draw. Did get man of the match in a 2-2 draw against Gillingham, where he did score with 7.98 rating. His lowest rating was 5.9, but he come off the bench in that game, or maybe he started. I don't know. He only had 13 minutes played in that game, so I don't know if he started and went off injured, or he came off the bench. Probably come off the bench. And then, so that was his lowest one. But his scores have been pretty decent, pretty high up there. Now we know he's a big lad, so let's just have a look and see. In terms of, I imagine these aerials, one is quite high. Is it? It was okay. It's here. Aerials 1. In League 2 it was 2.8 per game average, which is high. And in League 1 is 1.6, which is decent. Passing is not 69.6. Shots per game. Shots per game in League 1, 1.2. Okay. Unscheduled touches 4.9 per game. That is quite high. He's that basically bad. If you look down here, bad control per game. So that's quite high. If he loses the ball 5 times per game. Now I imagine Mill fans are not going to be too happy with that. I doubt any team in the Championship will be. You need to tighten that up. So that we saw the thing earlier. I said he's not too good at holding on to the ball. That will be the situation there. He needs to work on that. So yeah, there's his stats. So I just wanted to quickly move on and show you this. So here, this is the Cheltenham squad. He went there in January, started 10 games, come on as a sub since January, from then until now, at the end of the season. He's their second highest rated player with 6.9. So he was only there for 6 months. He's only started 10 games, come on as a sub in 3, 944 minutes, but he did enough on the pitch with his 3 goals, 3 assists to get 6.9 and be the second best player for Cheltenham Town over the whole season. You see how Alfie made just above him on 0.03, having started 40 games, 6 as a sub, getting 23 goals, 4 assists. So clearly very decent player at that level. Can he make the step up to the Championship? Now I don't know if he, here's the thing, we've been linked with him by the newspaper in Portsmouth. Now I don't know. Now obviously they've been putting out a few stories with Millwall in the title, due to having players on loan there, ex-Millwall players. Hayden O'Brien's there, and I think they know that if they put Millwall in the story, it's going to get a lot of clicks, and their ad infested website is going to make them a bit of money. So are we really interested in him, or did they just tack that on to get more views? I don't know, but it's a bit weird that no, so he's had 2 loans this season, League 2, League 1. Bit of a jump to go straight in at the Championship. Maybe they probably do want him to go another League 1 club for a whole season, or maybe they just want, well, let's keep promoting him until we find out what his level is. So maybe they, if Mill do want him in the Championship, and we're the only ones, we'll get him. But don't know. But yeah, we're being linked with Kion Etete, and let's just go back to this one. I believe he's the one there looking at the camera in the middle. Yeah, so there you go, a forward being linked with the club, centre forward. Does that mean Benekofobi is out of the picture now? Does it mean Isaac Loffy's going to get loaned out again, and we need to bring our own loan in to cover the loan out? That seemed to be what happened with Ballard. We had Alex Mitchell, we had Hayden Muller. We loaned both of them out. We brought Ballard in because we just loaned out 2 backup centre backs that were there, would never have played there just in case. We bring Ballard in, and then maybe we bring this lad in, loan out Isaac Loffy again. I don't know. But yeah, here we go. So this is, like I said, probably the 5th or 6th player so far in this month that we've been linked with, and I will show you this. I did it last summer, and I'm going to be doing it again this summer. What it is a spreadsheet. I know it's fucking sad, isn't it? What sad cunt I am. But here's the thing. I'm doing this for you guys, right? I'm doing it because I love you guys, and I'm out there down in the information mines, chipping away, gathering up all the information, bringing it back up to the light of the day, and sharing it with you, so you can just watch this video and be informed. You don't have to do any of the searching yourself. You don't have to read anything yourself. Just watch the video and I'll let you know. So I've got this spreadsheet here. These are the players we've been linked with so far. Ross Sykes from Accrington Stanley. That was from Alan Nixon. Nothing's happened with that yet. Elliot Anderson, Newcastle United, but he was on loan at Bristol Rovers. That came from the Sun. We're trying to loan him in. Again, it seems to be a thing, the new strategy. Go after loan players that were loaned, Premier League players that have been loaned out League 2, League 1, and they've done well because we know they're decent players. That's what Ballard was. He did really well in League 1. Won promotion with Blackpool through the playoffs. So we said, oh, we'll have him in the Championship if you want to loan him out at our level. So it seems that maybe the strategy which we're adopting again with Elliot Anderson and Kion Etete. So that might be what's happening there. Daniel Udo, again, maybe the centre forward. He's kind of centre forward. I believe Shrewsbury Town. That was from Football Insider, and that was basically, we just sent a scout there. So we send scouts everywhere, all over the place. And what generally happens is Millwall call up Shrewsbury and say, can our scout have a ticket, please? And then it's kind of quid pro quo. If they want tickets, we'll give them tickets to something. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. So they get a free ticket, get your name down on the list, and all that kind of stuff. So that's how they find out about it. If we really didn't want them to know, just buy a ticket and then just fucking turn up and watch anyway. But and you kind of want them to know, because you want them to like, then they can respond like, well, who you watching? Oh, like a bit of like just chit chat in the break or whatever, because they know where you're sitting, and you can tell them, oh, I'm watching Daniel Udo, and then they can come out and they say, well, you can fuck off, he's not for sale, or I don't know, maybe this is the price though, that kind of stuff. And then we have the latest one, Kion Etete, Tottenham Hotspur under 23s. Been on loan at 2 clubs, as I've just told you, Northampton and Cheltenham Town, and that came from the news at Portsmouth. And when these are resolved, if the players move on or whatever, I'll let you know in the what happened box, and I'll tell you about it. No, I think last year's one that I did, we had about 15 players, and I think 3 of them come true. The Benicophobe one came true, George Long one came true, George Savile wasn't even on the radar, that just popped out of nowhere. And I believe was Ballard on there? I'm not too sure, maybe. So some of them did come true, but it was like 3 out of 15. So keep an eye on the videos. I'll let you know if anything happens, and we'll crack on with that. Now we're gonna move on to this from newsatden.co.uk. Talking of loans and loanees, Millwall boss on Liverpool and Sheffield United loanees and whether Lions could go back for them. Millwall are unlikely to try to bring Shea Ojo and Luke Freeman back to the Den next season. Both players had frustrating spells on loan from Liverpool and Sheffield United respectively last season. Ojo, 24, showed glimpses of his talent and was hitting arguably his best form of the season long before he got injured in January. He didn't start another game, making just 2 appearances to bring his total to 19 in the campaign. Freeman, 29, had an even more difficult time as he played only 13 minutes as a substitute against Fulham after his January move from the Blades before he tore a hamstring. I wish him all the best. I don't think it's something that we'll be able to pursue, Rowett said about Ojo. Luke had a very frustrating time. He's a top player, but obviously he's not been able to show that. But again, probably unlikely we're going to be able to pursue that. Although Luke could be out of contract this summer, at the moment our focus is on players who played last season and had good positive seasons. That's where we're looking at this moment in time. Aha! Ha 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 ha. So that would be the Kion Etete, that would be the Elliot Anderson and whatnot. Players who played last season and had pretty decent seasons but at a low level. And the Premier League club wants to loan them out again. That's where we go. That seems to be a good strategy in terms of getting players. There are again a lot. I'm starting to see the released lists coming up. There are a lot of players being released, but some of them are quite old. And do we want to go down that road again? 34, 35-year-olds, I don't know. Maybe in terms of backup, I mean, we got Carlos Edwards in a couple of seasons ago. He did alright as competing with Marlon Romeo for that right back spot. Do we want to get an old hand in to back up Danny McNamara at right wing back? Maybe. Who knows? I think that's probably the only area you could probably do that. You don't really want an old striker, old midfielder. Not really. I don't know. Depends what type. And obviously not going to have legs, so defensively. But we've already got Clifton Belder's out of contract. Do you sign him, or do you get someone else in? Don't know. I don't know. So there you go. And of course, we're waiting for Millwall's very own release list. When will that come out? I imagine it's going to be this week. If you go on the BBC website, a lot of the release lists are already coming out just today. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Talking of Gary Rowett, odd things are happening with Gary Rowett. What's happening? What is happening? Is there things going on that we do not know? Millwall boss is betting favourite for QPR vacancy. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Gary Rowett is a new favourite for the QPR managerial job. These odds were slashed to 5-2. R's seat has been vacant since Mark Warburton departed the club this summer after 3 years at the Kion Prince Foundation Stadium. Now, one bookmakers of Millwall boss Rowett overtaking MK's Liam Manning as a new favourite for the role. Rowett has been in charge at the Den since October 2019 after taking over from club legend Neil Harris. Earlier today, it was reported by Football Insider that Watford had been considering Rowett before deciding to go for Forest Green Rovers manager Rob Edwards. The former Stoke City boss guided the Lions to a 9th place finish this season and were in with a chance of making the playoffs up until the final game of the Championship campaign. So, yeah. Now, obviously, Rowett's talking a lot about living in London. He lives in Canary Wharf, which is weird. You would think he would live in Bromley near the training ground, but he doesn't. He lives in Canary Wharf. He flat shares with one of the coaching staff and his sons, so 3 of them that we know of. Maybe there's more live sharing a flat. And his family still lives in Derby. I think he's got a 13-year-old son still living up in Derbyshire somewhere. And it seems he's getting a bit homesick. He wants to go and be back in the Midlands. And there were rumours earlier in the season. We have no idea how true they are. That when the West Brom job became available, that he wanted to go for it. And apparently the Sunderland job as well. Now, the West Brom job, obviously in the Midlands. Sunderland job, not that close to the Midlands. Maybe a lot closer and a lot easier to get to than London, but yeah. We have now, so we've got Gary Rowett being linked with 2 jobs, both in North and West London, Watford and QPR. Was that too far away from the Midlands as well? Maybe he wants to get another job now. The Forest Green Rovers' job is available, but I doubt he'll go for that because he wants to maintain the same status. If the Forest Green Rovers manager wants to make a statement, maybe I'll try and get around, but I don't know. But yeah, these kind of things now with the manager betting situation, with Gary Rowett being the new favourite. That's just on one of the bookmakers, Bet Victor, I believe. The money for these things are decided by two basic situations. Insider knowledge. So if someone at QPR knows that Gary Rowett's on a short list, people that they want to go after, maybe that's leaked out to the bookies, or maybe Gary Rowett's been calling QPR about player transfers, and just the secretary thinks, oh, Gary Rowett's on the line, put him through to whoever, the chairman or whatever. But they've put 2 and 2 together and said, oh, is it about the manager's job? Well, might not be anything to do with that. Might be about players and whatnot. Another thing, other than inside information, is money laid down. If someone's put a bet on Gary Rowett to be the next QPR manager, based on whatever, maybe it's based on insider knowledge or whatever, then that's going to bring the prices down as well. So you've got money being laid out, and you've got insider knowledge. But very weird that he's been linked with 2 jobs in one day. And this is the story on the other one. This is from footballinsider247.com. This is about, Watford getting the manager from Forest Green Rovers. Probably because I imagine the geezer's probably sick of all the vegan food down there. But yeah. Millwall manager Gary Rowett, 48, was also considered as club chiefs looked for a proven championship expert. But they've gone and got Edwards, who got Forest Green Rovers from League 2 to League 1. He only been there for a season, May 2021, and he got them to the League 2 title. So weird, very weird. Yeah, very weird. But here's the thing. Now, I wanted to show you this. This is from the fantastic website millwallhistory.org.uk. It's a list of managers at Millwall Football Club ranked by duration at the club. And you'll see Gary Rowett is down here in 16th, 17th place at 2 years, 6 months, 19 days. If he gets to October this year as still the manager, he'll be there for 3 years. Now that's generally the time when the managers kind of either bail out or get bombed out, because after 3 seasons you either know what's happening or they do well and it's time to move on. There have only been 6, spell 5 really, because one had there twice, 5 managers who've been here for 4 years or more. Charlie Hewitt, Neil Harris, Kenny Jackett, Charlie Hewitt again, Benny Fenton, and Bob Hunter. Only these managers have been here for 4 years or more. So round about the time now, coming up to the 3-year mark, is when your Gary Rowett's probably either going to move on, or he's gonna probably, what happens next season? If he stays here next season, can he improve on where he finished? Can he get into the playoffs? Because if he doesn't, then what's the point of being here, especially if he's so far away from his family? Like, if you get the success, it's worth it. If he wins the league at Millwall, then all the sacrifices that he's making will be worth it. But if it's just a job that he's doing pretty decent at, but not really doing very well at, getting success at, then why bother? Why not just do this? You can be a humdrum, okay, so manager closer to where you live and have a happier life. But you can see the kind of managers who are in the 3-year mark: George Graham, Gordon Jago, Mark Key, Mick McCarthy. So there you have it. It's kind of getting to the point now where you think Gary Rowett would, based on the history of previous Millwall managers. So you've got a group who were at the bottom. Obviously they didn't do very well and they got bombed out pretty quickly. Ones who just were here for a year or two and then, oh, it didn't really work out, thanks but no thanks. And you've got the ones who had a bit of success and then after about 3 years it's like, okay, I can use this to get a better job, like George Graham. Or, well, I've done as much as I can, I mean, I can't really do much more. And then you've got the ones who seem to enjoy it. It's like second state to them, and they've carried on, just been here for a while, like Neil Harris's and whatnot, Kenny Jackett, Benny Fenton, whatever. So Gary Rowett is getting up to that point where it's like, okay, what am I doing here? What is the point? Is that going to be this summer, or is it going to be next summer? Is it going to be in January? When is it going to be? And like I say, it's pretty weird that he's been linked with 2 jobs. And he's done a good job now. As much as the fans are complaining about the style of football, defensiveness of it, He's doing a good job at Millwall. Let's look here. What's his win rate? 38.8. That's not the best, but when you see how good it is actually. Where is he at? He's just down here, so he's probably 20th, 19th in terms of win rate, but his loss rate is the thing, because he's been drawing a lot of games. Now, where is he in the loss rate? Oh no, we want it the other way, don't we? We want it the other way. So yeah, he's here. His loss rate is up there with Billy Gray. If you don't remember Billy Gray, before my time, but I think that was a season where we went unbeaten at home for a while, wasn't it? Like 66 games or something crazy like that. We didn't lose at home. His is 21.74 loss rate. 30 defeats out of 138 games. Gary Rowett's is 39 out of 134. Now he's got a hell of a lot of draws, but he's not winning that many games, but he's not losing. We're not losing. It's comparable to George Graham as well. The rate 29.35. George Graham had a lot better win rate, 46%. So with George Graham, you either won or you lost. Gary Rowett, you either win or you draw. And that's that stat there, the loss rate. That's what's attracting the interest of I imagine a lot of other managers in a lot of other clubs in the football league. Now, what kind of clubs? This is from bbc.co.uk. It's the managers' ins and outs. They're keeping track of this, like they do with the transfers. And today we just got news that Tony Mowbray was officially let go from Blackburn. Is that something that could be interesting to Gary Rowett? And it's closest to Midlands, but it's still a bit of a trek. There's one vacant job in the Premiership. That's Burnley. Will they go for him? They're out. I think at the moment they're outside the relegation zone. It's looking like it might be Leeds getting relegated. That's another big game for us next season, and a big crowd as well. But if Burnley do get relegated, will they go for Gary Rowett? Who knows? And in the Championship, we've got the Barnsley job. They're going to be in League One next season. Blackburn job is free. And now the Cardiff. Has Steve Morrison officially been given the Cardiff job? It was just until the end of the season. Cardiff City. Will they renew Steve Morrison? Will they try and get Gary Rowett? That's a lot closer to Midlands, Cardiff City. Cardiff. That's kind of Midlands off to the side. So there you have it. If he wants to drop down to League One, Lincoln, that's Midlands, but to the other side. That's vacant. But yeah, there you have it. Gary Rowett being linked with 2 jobs today. And could he be leaving? Does he want to leave? Does he want to stay? Now, I think he said in last week, there's going to be a meeting at the club about the budget going forward for next season, the plans for next season. So I imagine cards on the table then. Do you want to stay or do you want to go? Because can we really be having someone leave halfway through the season? We really need him to be committing until next year, and then do what you want. But or maybe he leaves now. I don't know. But it is very interesting to see, and we await the future. He's obviously going to leave sometime, but when will that be? And on that note, thank you for watching. Goodbye.